Literary History of the Philippines. The American Colonial Literary Period.
August 21, 1901. I have always dreamt of pursuing education and being a teacher, but I have never thought that I would need to sail the Pacific Ocean for it to come true. Today will mark the end of our journey on the ocean, as we have arrived at the Manila Harbor. Spreading the English language in this country will be our main purpose, and from what I am foreseeing, education will be a great wick to start a wildfire. The use of English as the language of instruction will be the start of using English as this people's own language.
Mahal kong Rina, masakit man sa aking damdamin na kailangan kong lumisan ng hindi nakapagpapaalam sa iyo ng personal. Hindi ko rin naman maaari pang patagalin ang pagpapaliban ko ng aking paglawas patungo sa Maynila. Nakatanggap ako ng sulat na nagsasabing isa ako sa mga sundalong maglilingkod sa ilalim ng pamumuno ng ating mga kaaway. Labag man sa loob ko ang tungkuling ito, alam ko rin naman na wala akong magagawa sapagkat ito ang kapalaran ko at ng iba pang mga Filipino. Hangad ko man ang manatili sa piling mo, hindi ko kayang isugal ang lahat ng pinaghirapan ko lalo na ngayon. Ganun pa man, nais kong ipapatid sa iyo na kahit tayo ay magkalayo, mananatili akong tapat sa ating pag-iibigan. Ipinapangako ko na sa oras na matapos ang lahat ay babalik ako at sabay nating sasalubungin ang kalayaan ng Filipinas. Sumasa iyo, Nicholas.
Mahal kong Nicholas, isang linggo na ang nakalilipas mula ng iyong paglisan. Ipagpaumanhin mo kung ngayon lamang ako nakatugon sa iyo sapagkat naging abala rin ako sa ibang mga bagay. Kamusta ka na? Sana'y nasa maayos kang kalagayan, kayo ng mga kasama mo. Ilang linggo na lamang at magsisimula na ang pag-aaral ko sa universidad. Sapik na akong matuto. Bali-balita rito na ituturo na sa mga eskwelahan ang salitang Ingles, pati na rin ang iba't ibang uri ng mga aktang pampanitikan. Naiisip ko pa lang ang pagbabasa ng iba't ibang uri ng libro ay inaasahan ko na agad ang unang araw bilang isang estudyante. Hindi ko alam kung hanggang kailan tayo magkakalayo. Ngunit handa akong maghintay kahit gaano pa katagal. Hiling kong alagaan mo ang iyong sarili. Ipagdarasal ko na dumating ang araw ng ating kalayaan at ng ating muling pagkikita. Lubos na sumasayo, Rina.
Deploy each platoon to all the cities wherever there are children to feed with education. Make sure to check on each of the schools, especially the universities. The Thomasites will be dispatched on their assigned areas of teaching to replace the American soldiers soon. The English language will be continuously implemented as a language of instruction from primary to tertiary. We have to start erasing the Spanish in them by replacing it with English.
Mahal kong Rina, lubos kong ikinagagalak ang pagtugon mo sa aking mga liham. Wala kang dapat na ikabahala sapagkat nasa mabuting kalagayan ako. Nabalitaan ko rin ang pagtuturo ng wikang Ingles sa iba't ibang mga pampublikong paaralan. Ayon din sa aking pinuno, mga Amerikanong sundalo ang magtuturo ng wika. Natutuwa rin ako sa tuwing naisip ko ang iyong mga ngiti sa tuwing ikaw ay may hawak na libro. Nakatanggap ako ng sulat na mula sa aming mga pinuno na maaari akong ilipat sa ibang himpilan. Hangad kong matapos na ang tungkulin ko rito upang makabalik na ako sa iyo. Alam kong nasasabi ka ng pumasok sa universidad at alam ko rin na magiging isang mabuti at masipag kang estudyante. Ngunit huwag mong kakalimutang alagaan ang iyong sarili. Sumasa iyo, Nicholas. Mahal kong Rina, kanina lamang ay nasabi na sa amin kung saang lugar kami ililipat at isa ako sa mga sundalong naatasang mga siwa ng mga librong gagamitin ng mga Amerikano sa isang silid-aklatan dito sa Maynila. Tila may mga paru-parong nagliliparan sa aking tiyan sa tuwing naisip ko ang sarili kong napapaligiran ng mga libro dahil pakiramdam ko ay kapiling kita. Maglalaan din ako ng oras upang makapagbasa ng mga aklat at mag-aral ng wikang Ingles. Batid kong magiging abala ka na sa iyong pag-aaral mula ngayon at nais kong malaman mo na lubos kitang sinusuportahan. Sumasa iyo, Nicholas.
Mahal kong Nicholas, natanggap ko ang mga huli mong liham at napansin kong gumagaling ka na sa paggamit ng wikang Ingles. Natutuwa ako sa tuwing binabasa ko ang mga sulat na ipinadadala mo sa akin. Ang sarap sa pakiramdam na sabay tayong nag-aaral na tila tayo ay magkasama. Hangad ko ang kabutihan ng iyong kalagayan, huwag mong pababayaan ang iyong sarili. Lubos na sumasa iyo, Rina.
Mahal kong Rina, nagagalak akong malaman na naibigan mo ang mga liham na isinulat ko sa wikang Ingles. Patuloy pa rin ako sa pagbabasa at pag-aaral dahil sa tuwing ginagawa ko ang mga ito ay tila mas napapalapit ako sa iyo. Alam kong abala ka na sa pag-aaral, ngunit hindi mo nakakalimutan tumugon sa aking mga sulat. Napakasaya sa pakiramdam na kahit magkalayo tayo ay mayroon pa rin tayong pangkaraniwang bagay na nagagawa na magkasabay. Sumasa iyo, Nicholas.
My dearest Nicholas, being a college student is hard. We're always busy reading book after book after book. I'm sorry if I'm not able to write back as much now. I've been invested with the various literary works that we're studying. I really enjoy reading and analyzing books. Each book is uniquely written despite their similarities in themes and styles. The amount of knowledge you can acquire from reading a book is overwhelming, and I like how it feels. I know you're not really the type of person who reads books just for fun. That's why I appreciate you making time to read and study. Although you are miles away, it feels like you're here with me. I still have a few more pages to read for our discussion next week, so I should probably end it here. Take good care of yourself, alright? I know that we will see each other someday. I'm counting the days. Sincerely yours, Rina.
My dearest Rina, I didn't know that being surrounded by books would be this much fun. At first, I thought I'd easily get bored, but you're right. One can acquire a lot of knowledge from reading a book. I recently found myself finishing my task earlier, and it seems that my superiors like how industrious I am. So they let me borrow books that I can read from time to time. Your last letter encouraged me to also analyze what I'm reading. And I guess what I like most about these literary pieces is the fact that they tackle social issues and other concepts that we recently faced and are currently facing even now. The most interesting themes for me right now are nationalism and independence, because plenty of Filipinos show their love and dedication for our country in order to achieve independence. I'm wondering what kind of books appeal to you in particular and why you like them. It still amuses me that I am writing to you about various literary pieces. A few months ago, I really didn't think of myself being a bookworm. But look what you got me doing. Sincerely, Nicholas.
My dearest Nicholas, I am more than happy to know that you find pleasure in reading. My love for books started when I was young because of my father, who is a bookworm. But I never thought that I'd inspire someone to read the way my father did to me. To answer your question, my favorite theme from all the books that I have read are those about sex and morality. I find it very interesting because it enables me to think critically and reflect on my actions, as well as those that I observe from other people. It is actually impressive that the women in these books are empowered and are as capable to contribute to the country as men do. I dream to be one of them someday, but for now, I'll focus on gaining more knowledge. Also, I have read some English books written by Filipinos, and I have noticed something off from their styles and themes. Although I commend their hard work and creativity, it just seems that they are trying so hard to imitate the way the British and the Americans write. Perhaps it's because they are still on their transition. We both know that it's not easy to learn a new language. Imagine how much harder it is for them to write. Even so, I would still love to read more English literary pieces written by Filipinos, and maybe as time goes by, their own style will bloom. Sincerely yours, Rina.
My dearest Rina, I thought about what you said in the last letter you sent me, and you're right. The first written English books by Filipinos seemed more like an imitation of what they have read and observed. There's a book that I've read just recently, an English book written by a fellow Filipino. It is Dead Stars by Paz Benitez Marquez. Dead stars symbolize things that are present but are left unspoken of. The love between Alfredo and Julia seemed real, but look closer and one can state that it was hardly mutual, and it was impossible to last. Esperanza's devotion to Alfredo also resembles love, but since she believes in the regenerative virtue of institution more than true love, it is safe to say that she is in the relationship because of moral obligation. So what one thought was real is now nothing but an illusion. The story follows the life of a man navigating through life and love. It also tackles the people's perspective and norms. You once told me that you love the genre of sex and morality, so I figured you'd like this book. I hope you find time to read it. Sincerely, Nicholas.
My dearest Nicholas, I appreciate your book recommendation, and you're right. I did love the author's literary theme and her style of writing. The book made me reflect on what is real and not. I love how you remembered about the genre that I liked. It may seem as a simple thing, but it is a big deal for me. I'd like to repay your thoughtfulness with a book recommendation too. It is a book that we've recently read in class, entitled My Father Goes to Court by Carlos Bulosan. This book actually reminds me of the first time we met back when we were still young. Do you remember? Two families from different social classes. The first one led a simple yet happy life, while the other lives an extravagant but not so happy one. My father refused the idea of us being friends because of how differently our families live. Even when we were coming of age, he still disliked the idea of us being close, but here we are now. I hope you like the story of this book. I'm curious about what you have to say. Please write to me after you finish reading it. I'd love to know what you have to say. Sincerely yours, Rena.
My dearest Rina, the book you recommended made me reminisce the good old days. I still remember being scolded by your father every time he sees me playing so close below your bedroom window. He'd shout from the balcony, telling me to go back home, and I ran back confused about his reaction. It's a good thing that I became a soldier. He became nicer to me. It kind of makes me wonder what could have happened if I have not led the life I'm living now. I must still be in our farm working from dusk till dawn and looking up to your window every now and then. All these thoughts about the past made me remember a literary piece that I read a few months ago. It is an English novel entitled The World is an Apple, written by Alberto Florentino. It is about a man who lived a dishonest life but changed when he had a family. However, he came into a dilemma in which he had to choose whether to go back to his old ways or to pursue a hard but honest life. I believe you will like this one because it falls under the genre of morality and because of the life lessons that are tackled. I received some good news earlier and I wanted to tell it to you first. My work here is almost done, and I can't wait to come back home to you. I'm looking forward to having you in my arms once again. Sincerely, Nicholas.
My dearest Nicholas, it feels so good to hear that you are coming back home. I read the piece you recommended, and I find it quite sad. It depicts the life of many who unfortunately takes the easy way out, even if they know how dangerous it is, just so they can save their family from poverty and the harshness of life. It didn't matter to me whether you are a farmer or a soldier, as long as I have you. You have always been an honest man, and that's what I love the most. You've been away for far too long, and I just want you back with me. I hope you finish your work soon so that we can be together again. I'll be waiting for you in our favorite place. My dearest Nicholas, you haven't written back for weeks now and I'm starting to worry. Are you alright? Have you not been receiving the letters I sent you? I keep telling myself that maybe you're just busy, but I'm not used to this silence. If this letter reaches you, please write back to me. I'm looking forward to your return. I heard that some of the soldiers in the neighboring town came back from Manila already. I can only imagine how happy their families are now that they are united. I can't wait to see you again. I keep imagining myself running to you in tears. I'd cup your face in the palm of my hands and hug you as tight as I can. I miss you more every day. I hope to see you soon. I waited for you along with your family, but you never came. I refused to go home even after hours since the train left. What really happened to you? You told me that you'll be home soon. But why aren't you here? Why are you not with me? My heart is breaking as I write this letter. I'm begging you to write back to me. Tell me the truth if your love has changed, and I promise to accept whatever your decision is, wholeheartedly. Sincerely yours, Rena.
Dear Miss Espiodrana, I just received the letters that you sent for the past 2 months. It appears that one of the soldiers in my care has been keeping them and had just recently given them to me. First, I want to let you know that I know nothing of the letter's contents because I know it is personal and is only meant for Colonel Rivera's eyes to see. It is in my deepest regret to write this letter to you, for I could only imagine how much he means to you. Colonel Rivera's last task was to deliver some materials in one of the headquarters somewhere in Bulacan. I already warned him to leave once the rain stops, but he didn't want to waste any more time. Because of this, the car they were riding off fell off a cliff and no one was spared. I have already ordered some of my men to look for their bodies, but to no avail. I am deeply sorry for your loss. I can't imagine how much pain this will bring you. Your beloved was an honorable man. I personally searched his room and packed all of his belongings to be sent to you. I found a box where he kept all the letters that you sent him, and I already took the liberty of placing the ones you sent recently inside. Sincerely, Officer Paddington.
My dearest Nicholas, it's been a while since the last time I wrote. The Philippines is finally free from the American grip. Not a day goes by that I don't miss you. I still read the letters that you sent me from time to time. I wish we were in the same shoes as Dudong and Teang in Jose Garcia Villa's footnote 2. I wish we were impulsive enough to decide and marry each other when we were 17. Maybe that way, I won't have to suffer this unbearable loneliness of being alone since you were gone. I am certain that these feelings of affection and longing I'm feeling towards you since then are as much as what the protagonist of that book had. The pursue a married life. We may end up drowning in unwanted responsibilities like what they did. But maybe I am insane much to think that I would rather suffer with you than suffer alone without you. Here I am again, recommending books like what we used to do. I never had the chance to face you and tell you personally how much I love you. We never had the liberty to do the things that we both love together. But our story lived with our letters. The letters that reminded me of you will be what I am living through until the last day of my breath. Love, Rena.